Hey fam, welcome to Choppy Waters, your go-to for crazy and unbelievable travel stories. Each episode, we're diving into real-time discussions and sharing those you-had-to-be-there moments. So buckle up. Choppy Waters isn't just a name, it's a promise. This is Choppy Waters, with your host, Siobhan and Brandon.
Welcome back to another episode of Choppy Waters. I am Siobhan.
And I'm Brandon, and today we have our first official guest on the Choppy Waters podcast.
Hey, first off, thank you guys for having us.
Yes. Oh, no problem. So to us, they are our friends Chris and Bianca, but to you guys, you may know them as Endless Cruises.
So Chris and Bianca recently boarded the Carnival Vista on October the 13th. And to say the Vista has some issues would be an understatement.
Yes. So we invited Chris and Bianca on to join us and tell us a little bit about their experience. But before we do get into that, tell everybody about Endless Cruises and who you guys are.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Chris. I'm one half of Endless Cruises. And basically, we are a couple that travel. We do cruises. We vlog our experience. We try to give it a very natural and unfiltered vlog as much as possible and tell people how we feel about the different travels and experiences. We love to travel. We love the cruises. We love all the people we've met, all the friends we met out of this. Something about being on that water on those ships that just kind of just rejuvenates us.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's always different, right? It's always a different experience.
Yeah.
It's always a different experience. No matter what cruise line or whatever, it's always different in some way. So that's my whole thing.
Yeah, we love to cruise. I mean, we're very family-oriented people. We love God. We love to travel. We love family. I think that's our three, slogan or whatever, but that's our main thing. And we just love to travel. I mean, making friends like you guys and meeting people is just part of the experience too.
Appreciate you guys because we first met them on the Carnival celebration 2 years ago in November.
Yeah.
How time flies.
So let's jump into it, guys. Tell us about your boarding experience. How did you feel boarding the Carnival Vista?
Okay, so I'm going to start off this and just be...
we got to be not too much kind of brief answers.
Well, no, I think Parker's...
answer it, but not, you know what I mean? Too long.
So initially, Parker's... They emailed us the night before. I got an email right around 3 a.m., which was weird. I'm like, Carnival? And basically, to sum it up, they said that we have to push back your boarding time. So we were supposed to board at 12. They asked us to come at 3.
Oh, wow.
So when I tell you guys, we literally left this house. We live about 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
Parkers, we left this house at 2:20.
Yeah.
And we got there at 3.
Yeah.
The icing on the cake was we generally don't park at the port, but we just don't. But we live so close, whatever, we'll park. So we get there. Obviously, we have bags, the baby, the stroller. So I try to get Bianca as close as I can to the porter. That was the first straw. As soon as we open the door, they come to the car. He's yelling, "Hey, no, you have to move your car immediately. No more bags." I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute. We bought cash. We're going to give you something nice. No, we can't take it." So I'm like, "Okay, well, fine." At this point, I'm already hot.
Yeah, so he was very moody and irritated. Oh my God.
So I get all the bags out. I get her and the baby out safely. I then now, Parkers, have to go to the parking garage and fight for parking, which there was barely any.
Yeah.
Okay. And then walk back and stuff like that. So once we got back in line, there was just numerous people complaining about it. Everyone's carrying back. You even had passengers that had disabilities, that had canes, falling over, luggage breaking. People drop their wine, their sodas.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. And I'm just like, what is going on here? So at this point, I'm already boiling, and I'm just trying to calm down because we know we have to tape little clips here and there.
Right.
And we get inside, and Bianca's looking at me like, just calm down. And so I get to, the Carnival guest service person that checks your passports and stuff. And I'm just trying to keep it simple. And she's like, "Sir, what's wrong?" I said, "I'm really not happy. The fact that you guys are making not only us, but the people that have disabilities carry their own luggage onto the boat." And the use is that the porters are union. They're union. They can't work after a certain time. But my thing, Parkers, is I was telling Bianca, like, why do guests have to feel and suffer for the cruise line's disruptions?
The delays, right?
Like, that's nothing. I mean, like, it was nuts, you know?
Yeah.
Should have worked something around that. I mean, even if they had to have their employees, you know, help the guests. And even when we got on board, now people could say like, okay, well, that's not their job. That has to port. That has to do with the port workers. And that's a whole different. Okay, well, we got on the ship when we first embarked, and the employees were just kind of looking at everybody struggling with the luggages. Nobody seemed to offer, let me help you to your room, or it was just a nightmare, to be completely honest.
Wow.
So in that email, did they not state that this might be an issue? Like, there was no indication given? No.
Then the email, no. There was no indication that there was going to be no help for like the bags. Because honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys, Parkers, I probably would have packed lighter.
Yeah.
You know, we have 3 bags. My bag is like 4 bags in one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think like also the baby, you know,
stroller.
All the things that she needs, her like formula and stuff like that, and diapers, wipes, all that we had to pack with us, plus the stroller. It was just
nothing in the email said anything like that about the issues with the bags.
That would have helped. I feel like that would have helped, because it would have informed you on what to pack and what not to pack.
Yeah, and also, like, if you knew that the porters left at a certain time, telling people to come in at the time that the porters had to leave would definitely make a decision a little bit different, because they could have arrived in enough time to where they possibly could have got help from the porters, but they delayed everybody by 3 hours. We thought it was 2, but you guys got delayed by 3 hours.
No, that was
3.
Wow. So what was it like when you guys finally boarded the ship?
Oh boy! The elevator was the first thing. We get to the elevator, but once we boarded the ship, I was already starting to feel a little exasperated. You know, I'm a little bit upset, a little bit hot, a little frustrated. The bags keep falling on my toes. You know, like so I'm boiling at this point. The gangway was really hot; it was crowded. So we get on. You know, normally I run to the muster. I just run straight to it.
This is a funny story.
This is the first time I haven't. Okay, so we then, because we know we have the bags and stuff, so we're trying to fight to the room, rushing in the elevator. So we get to the elevator. Parkers, when I tell you, the line was so jammed, I had to I had to be just a little bit aggressive with trying to squeeze in there and trying to get a spot. We must have waited over 45 minutes, almost an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Elevator.
Because it's like, okay, so how do I explain? It's like a long line. And then once the elevator goes ding and it opens,
everybody rushes.
One person goes in and then you wait for the next one to come. It was just like, oh my goodness.
People were cutting in line. We get in once I get in the elevator, we know I'm vlogging and stuff like that. I'm already upset at this point. I'm trying to calm down. You know, they were utilizing, which we know. I mean, they don't have to tell us, but we know they utilize some of the elevators for luggage, because you can see. So we know, you know what I'm saying? But because of disruption, there should have been some type of leniency somewhere. You know, so we get up to there. We finally get in the elevator. We get to the room. I asked a little, stateroom guy in the hallway, hey, where's our room? So he shows us where the room. He kind of points the direction. You know, we get kind of to the room. And at this point, you know, I'm feeling a little bit better at this point. I'm a little happier now. The room's there. I finally made it, you know, you guys. And so our room attendant's there. I said, hey, you know, can you bring me a fan if you have an extra one? No problem. He brings it. And, you know, we were excited there at that point. Got to the room and it changed the vibe just a little bit. And that was pretty much it once we started getting on there.
Yeah, I didn't really put this part in the video, but I'm going to give, obviously, you guys, the viewers, a little exclusive behind the scenes. He was kind of saying about the mustard. I didn't put it in the video because I never want to encourage anyone not to do the mustard. Like, that is very, especially if you're a first-time cruiser or your second cruise or your third cruise, please do your mustard. You know where to go. But we literally, by the time we got to the room, I guess they had closed off where you go to your station, your mustard station. Hard. So by the time we put our bags down and we grab the baby in the stroller and we go over there to our muster station, they're like, oh no, it's closed. Like, we don't have it no more. We're like, what?
Yeah.
And we hear the announcements being made like, you know how they warn you, like,
Yeah.
their mustard before sailing away. So we're like freaking out. I'm like, Christian, we've never, like, we always do it right away. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, Christian, what's going to happen? Like, are they waiting for us not to sail away? Then we noticed like we weren't sailing away. So I was panicking. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's probably because of us. Not leaving. We weren't informed of the engine issues at this time. So then we're like, okay. So we go to, they're like, we got to go to guest services. We go to guest services and we tell the lady, like, listen, she's like, oh no, it's closed off. And I'm like, okay, so how do we have to scan something? And she just like kind of disregarded us. It was like,
oh, get me started on that.
Yeah, we didn't want to even name drop her, put her in the video because we don't want to give nobody any hate. But it was just like very like attitude. She gave us a big attitude and we're just trying to do what we're supposed to do at this point.
Right. Yeah.
And she's just like, oh no, you were supposed to be here at this, like, it's already closed. And we're just like looking at her like,
yeah, I had to
really, like,
I had to ask for some patience from the man above.
And that was, like I said, we just got on the ship. So at that point, I told the lady straight up, I'm like, okay, so do you not need to scan my sail and sign card? Like, you don't need it? She's like, no, it's okay. So we just leave. We walked, we stormed off, we left. We go back to the room. That's when I hear the announcement.
Yeah, we hear the announcement.
I started recording, and that's when, we posted that clip on Instagram and stuff.
So you guys didn't know anything about what was going on until literally after you missed the muster because you already boarded the ship 3 hours late.
Right.
You had to struggle for 45 minutes to get to your cabin. You got in your cabin, try to gain your composure, go to the muster station. They're like, we ain't even leaving.
They're like, you guys missed the time to do it. We're like, okay, well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And we heard that announcement of the captain.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, I guess, I'm sure you guys saw in the video, you could kind of understand. He's Italian, so it's hard to understand what he was saying sometimes.
It definitely was a language barrier there. It was a language barrier.
Christian kept telling the guest services there was a language barrier, and I just kept laughing because he just kept.
So before you guys boarded the ship, I guess this answers a question. Did you guys know there were engine problems before you boarded, or?
No, that I didn't know that there was issue with the prior sailing. Mm-hmm. But I do know that the Horizon and Panorama had some issues, and I guess they're kind of sort of in the same class, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that, but I wasn't expecting. I figured that everything was fine with the ship. Nothing was wrong. But it was.
Yeah, I mean, I saw rumors on Facebook, but we be seeing stuff on Facebook, and we really don't believe it. Because a lot of people just be saying stuff in groups to, I saw a post and I had told him about it. And I was like, Christian, there's no way that's true. It was like somebody was saying how they had canceled all the ports. Like the itinerary was just going to Half Moon Cay and that was it. And I was like, there's no way, but they didn't say why.
Carnival, the cruise lines, they're gonna tell you, they're gonna cancel. The group get a little kind of monotonous. I don't, if it's gonna come from official, I don't really.
Yeah, besides that, I really had no idea that was gonna happen. So it was very crazy.
So how long were you on the ship before y'all actually left port?
Okay, so we boarded and we were on the ship about 3:30 p.m. My guesses and estimate is that we fell in bed around midnight. That ship must have left between the hours of 12 and 6 p.m. Okay, 12 a.m. Yeah, 12, sorry, between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. because it woke up at 6 and Bianca was up and we were already
moving, yeah. And I'm like, what is going on? So,
but I was able to ask a crew member and they said that we did pull out of port around 3:50 a.m. is what
3:50 a.m.
3 a.m. is when they untied it. They did tell us and I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Midnight, yeah, mid early hours.
If you'd like to learn more about our first guests, Chris and Bianca from Endless Cruises, make sure you head over to Instagram and YouTube and follow their accounts.
Part 2 coming soon. And that's all for this episode of Choppy Waters. We hope you enjoyed this wild ride through the craziest stories in travel. Your support means the world to us. If you can't get enough of our travel drama, head over to YouTube and watch the full video version of this podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us make each episode even better than the last. Until next time, stay safe out there in those choppy waters.